Hey everybody, thanks for checking out my fourth Dobyns rod review for the year. I've got one today that covers the most controversial technique in bass fishing right now, and that is the live scoping minnow. On Table Rock this winter, I've caught a lot of fish on the smaller minnows. We use a lot of 3-inch, 3.25-inch minnows. I've got the 3.25-inch big bite spotlight minnow here. Caught a bunch of fish on that this winter. And I finally feel like I've got a good system down with the perfect rod for this technique. I use a lot of 10-pound braid to an 8, 10-pound leader, fluorocarbon specifically. There's not a whole lot of stretch. Early on live scoping with the minnow, I broke off a bunch of fish because I was trying to use too heavy of a rod. Growing up, we swam a grub on 6-pound, copolymer line, and we had to use, a 6.5, sometimes 7, sometimes even 6-foot medium heavy rods to be able to feel that bait, what it was doing. So I tried to carry that over to the live scoping, but with braid to fluorocarbon setup, that just doesn't work at all. I broke off a lot of fish. This winter with this particular rod, I didn't break off hardly any at all. That was a hard lesson learned. But the rod that I've been using all winter long for the smaller minnows is the Dobyns Champion Extreme HP 742 SF. I've got the full cork model here. That's just my preference. But this rod is a 7'4" length model. Like I said, growing up with the grub, we used a lot of anywhere from 6, primarily 6.5 foot models to maybe a 7 if we were getting crazy or whatever. But with the live scoping deal, you're catching fish a lot deeper, sometimes 60, 80 foot. So I really like that 7-foot model, especially with the live scope. We all know they're getting kind of more conditioned to the presentation, so the further out that you can hit that fish, the better off that you are. Sometimes making 100, 110 foot presentation, I feel like if you're using a 6.5 foot, 7-foot rod, sometimes you don't get quite the good of hook set that you can get with a 7'4". So in clear water situations, I really like this 7'4" model. As far as action goes, like I said, had a couple really hard lessons learned. Definitely cost myself a check or two in some tournaments on the road by using too stiff of a rod. This rod is a medium light fast action, so it's still got backbone to make that good hook set on a long cast, but it has a ton of tip to it, which also helps with working the minnow as well. So, but for the sake of why I like this rod, I love it just because I don't break off fish anymore with this rod. So another thing I really like about the Champion Extreme HP is the sensitivity. This is a super high quality blank. Anyone that's ever live scoped knows that whenever that fish gets hot on your minnow, it's right nose up onto it. The worst thing you can do is jerk it away because you're not sure if you got the bite or not. And I really truly feel like the Champion Extreme HP blank really helps with the sensitivity to feel just that wet leaf feeling that you get whenever they just so subtly grab your bait. So like I said, super impressed with this rod for the smaller minnows. I've messed around. I had a fish at Rayburn this year. We threw a 5-inch minnow. I threw it on this rod. It did great with that as well. But specifically for Table Rock, when they're feeding on smaller bait and you're going to throw that 3-inch size model all the way up to a 5-inch model, this rod is awesome for the live scoping presentation. I'm super happy with it. Like I said, I didn't break off hardly any fish at all this year, which was a great turnaround from whenever I first started live scoping with the wrong rod. So if you guys are in the market for a great live scoping rod, go over to dobynsrods.com and check out the Champion Extreme 742 SF.